Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 9 and compare it against the iPhone 15 and see how these two phones hold up and kind of compare against each other. Now, these two phones are competitors right now. We're about to be getting the iPhone 16, but still, these two phones share a lot of similarities, and let's see how they compare. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these phones, you can see that they both look fairly similar. There's some differences and some similarities. The iPhone 15 on the front is giving you a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. And it's a good looking panel. I think it looks nice. There's not really too many things to complain about here. However, there are some takeaways. Number one, it is a 60 Hz panel, and it does not get as bright as the Google Pixel 9s. On top of that, you have a bigger dynamic island, so it can be kind of unappealing to some people. But I think this panel still looks very great. It looks very good. There's not an insane amount of bezel on it. And I do think if you're going to go ahead and buy a phone, it's a good looking phone. What more could you really want from it? On the Pixel 9, on the other hand, there's a few takeaways with this particular panel. So for one, this is a bigger sized 6.3-inch LTPO, basically standard OLED display, not an LTPO, just a standard OLED display. So that is one big thing to kind of keep in mind here. It's 120 Hz, which I think looks really, really nice. And it's 1080p, so it doesn't get the brightest of brightest, but 2700 is the brightness here. It looks very nice, and it is a very, very bright display. So some big things to keep in mind here. Also, you're getting a fingerprint sensor in the display. The iPhone 15 is not giving you that, only Face ID. On top of that, you're getting flat sides on both. I will say Google really did take the design language from the iPhones this year. It is so evident. You can see these phones look almost identical, and it's because iPhones have been using this design for a long time. And Google is kind of not ripping it off, but they're doing their own thing with it, but it is kind of very similar. You can see Google was very inspired by it. Both have USB Type-C ports on the bottom. The Pixel 9 is still giving you a SIM card tray, which is really nice. The iPhone 15 is not giving you that. On the back side, you can see both are giving you dual camera setups, which look very, very nice. Very different design language this year on the Pixel 9. You can see this phone is giving you this complete big camera bump all throughout, which I think looks really nice. The iPhone 15 giving you that standard dual camera setup up, kind of top and left. So just one of those things to kind of keep in mind here as well. On top of that, both are basically giving you the standard type of layout, glass back on the Pixel 9. However, the iPhone 15 is giving you that frosted glass back, which looks very, very nice inside of that phone. And I think, when you look at both, I like the design language on both. There's nothing super crazy going on here. But definitely with the iPhone 15, it is one of those phones that I think feels a little bit better than the Pixel 9. But I think the Pixel 9's design and everything looks more unique, and it's probably nicer than the iPhone 15's. On top of that, the Pixel 9 is giving you reverse wireless charging, where the iPhone 15 is not giving you any reverse wireless charging at all, which still sucks. So from that side, that kind of covers it up here for the most part. In terms of software longevity, I think it's going to be kind of safe to say that the iPhone 15 is probably not going to last as long as the Pixel 9. I think the iPhone 15 is going to last maybe another 5 to 6 years, where the Pixel 9 is probably going to be lasting us maybe 7 years. So that kind of is an edge for the Pixel 9. So once again, keep that in mind. Not the biggest deal in the world, but just one of those small things to kind of keep in mind there as well. Now, let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 15 is giving you that Apple A16 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM, where the Pixel 9 is giving you that Google Tensor G4 chipset inside of it with 12 gigabytes of RAM inside of it. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. This light is going to be kind of annoying there. Okay, that's a little bit better. So let us get into it. We have the iPhone 15 here, Pixel 9 here. So let's get into it. All the apps are cleared out in the background, as you all can tell. So starting off with phone calls, 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of similar stuff. App stores, 3, 2, 1. Now the iPhones always have a little bit of a slower app opening for the app stores than the Android side. Scrolling through, I've always found Android to be a little bit more glitchier than iOS. And you can kind of see through here if I'm scrolling through. Some glitches on both. I would say the Pixel 9 is fairly smooth there though for the most part. Cameras, 3, 2, 1. And kind of the same thing, not really too many differences. You can see that turned on by default. I don't know what that means. Let's go and take a photo, 3, 2, 1. And some differences here for the most part. Obviously this one is, I don't know why this one did not take the photo. I guess it did, but it took a little second. Hopping out of here. I feel like the iPhone 15 is slightly slower there to hop out of. We do have some applications we can test out. Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think the Pixel 9 was faster, but it is logged into that account. Let's go and do something like Roblox, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one was faster to get into it, but this one is logged into an account, so keep that in mind. Facebook 321. This one is also logged into an account, so that's why it might be faster from that particular side. Spotify 321. Some differences here for sure. I think the Pixel 9 is kind of the faster one. Netflix 321. Neck and neck. I don't really know which one was the faster one there, but still a lot of similarity here as well. Stack 321. And I think the Pixel 9 was the faster one here. The iPhone 15 took a while to load into the ad. Kind of unfortunate there for the most part. Getting into the actual game, probably a lot more overlap here for the most part, you can kind of see. Hopping out of these two, let's go and try something else. Temple Run 2, 321. Hopefully there's not a lot of pop-ups, but I guess we'll just see when that happens. So this one did get into a pop-up, which is weird because I literally did all this just like 2 seconds ago. So it's weird that we're still getting pop-ups here. I don't think it would have been that big of a difference, but I'm sure that the iPhone 15 may have been a little bit faster there. I don't want to just cope on the Pixel 9, but let's go and see what else we got going on here. If there's a big difference in terms of speed here. So a little bit of a glitch on the iPhone 15, but otherwise it really wasn't that big of a difference. Even on a game like this, I don't know why it glitched up like that. Hopping out of these two, let's go and try Thank You 321. And this one got into a little bit of a pop-up there as well. So I will say when I do a full speed comparison, I'm sure I'll find more similarity than differences, but I would say maybe err to the side of the Pixel 9 of being faster. But I think the iPhone 15 is still very fast, but you can kind of tell when the iPhone 15 is kind of glitching up here and there. But I think the Pixel 9 is very fast. I think the iPhone 15 is also very fast. But I guess we'll wait and see what happens when we officially compare these two, like in a really big speed comparison. Now, in terms of the cameras, this is also a very interesting thing because there's actually a lot of overlap here. So between both these cameras, you're getting a dual camera setup, right? Wide and ultra wide cameras, which is really nice to have. I love having these types of sensors. 4K 60 on the front and the back, lots of overlapping features for sure. On something like the iPhone 15, this type of camera I liked a lot. I think this camera is very reliable. It's a very kind of what you see is what you get. It's a very good camera, it just gets the job done. It's a 10x zoom camera with 0.5x zoom. You have video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, time lapse. You have panorama mode, portrait mode. So there's a good amount of features, but neither one of these are kind of touching the Galaxy S24's camera in my personal opinion. But it's still a good camera, it is very reliable. And I definitely would say this is a very good camera when it comes down to it. The Google Pixel 9 I think is also a very good camera. I've tested it like twice so far, so I'll have to do a full camera comparison when it eventually comes down. But you're getting 0.5x zoom here. You are getting 8x zoom here. So not as much zooming in as the iPhone 15, so keep that in mind. You are getting portrait mode, add me mode, which is interesting. You're getting long exposure mode. You're getting action pan. I wish it didn't have a pop-up every single time. And then you're getting things like, portrait mode, photo mode, night sight, and panorama. So you're getting a lot of features built in. I like this camera, but it is interesting you only get, 8x zoom versus 10x zoom on the iPhone 15. So there are some features and advantages of going up to the iPhone 15. Overall, though, if I kind of had to synopsize my experience here, I think the Pixel 9 is a really good camera. Sorry, my microphone thing is here. I think the Pixel 9 is a really good phone overall, and I like this phone a lot. But I don't know if there's like one that I would say that's like significantly better than the other one. I think the Pixel 9 is a good phone. I would recommend waiting a few months if you want to buy this brand new, but I'd rather buy in the used market for a little bit cheaper. I think the iPhone 15 is a really good phone too, and this one is available in the used market cheaper than the Pixel 9. But I don't know, I feel like both these phones are great, but I think the Pro models of these phones are so much better that if you can, I'd recommend saving the money and going up to the Pro models, either the Pixel 9 Pro or the iPhone 15 Pro. So in terms of that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.